Hey guys, welcome back to Herding Little Cows. Today's video is about how to save money. I've got 12 tips that has helped our family a lot to save money by just becoming habits and lifestyle changes that we've made over the years. Sometimes we've taken a while to implement these things. Sometimes they're very quick and you can implement them in that day. While I'm making this video, the kids are outside, but they may come inside, as you know kids do. They're helping Daddy make some taller bird feeders so we can see them better from inside the house, and some of them are out swinging. But if you hear commotion and I have to stop the video, that's why. It's still early in the morning and they are running around doing their thing. So the money saving tips, I tried to put the food ones together and I tried to put the non-food ones together. So the first tip is eating at home. Anytime you can eat at home, you are saving money. Even if you're making a meal that is very similar or a copycat recipe of a meal you would have at a restaurant, you will be saving money, unless it's maybe a $1 burger at McDonald's, but we all know that you can make a better burger at home. We do occasionally grab a burger at McDonald's or a pizza from Domino's. That's a treat Grandma gets us. I'm not saying to never eat out, but our family eats out probably once a month, if that, and it's usually Grandma taking us out to eat. We found that if we put the money that we would spend to eat out, we can once in a while enjoy a very yummy fancier meal than we would eat on a normal day-to-day basis and still save a lot of money for our family. So there are a lot of recipe sites online. There's a lot of videos like the Food Network. The pounding you hear is Mark with the bird feeder. A lot of videos on how to make different foods, how to make your own bread at home. We make a lot of those things, and I can make another video explaining some of the foods we eat. That's what I'm trying to do this week, is just explaining how we eat the foods that we do and show you like a week's worth of the foods we eat. But eating at home will save you a ton of money. Next tip, number 2, make use of your leftovers. As a family of 8, I don't have a lot of leftovers a lot of times because my kids eat really, really well. They will eat anything that I make all the time. So we don't usually have leftovers. But if I plan leftovers, as you will see in another video that I'm making, the other day I had hamburger. I had 2 pounds and I added some stuff to it, and it's going to spread for 2 meals. It saves you time in cooking so that later in the week, you don't feel like, oh, it's going to take so long to make this dinner, because you already have things that are already cooked up. You also save a lot of money by using those leftovers, because that's food that you've paid for that's just going to go in the trash if you don't use it in a different meal. So there are a lot of ways to use those leftovers, and if, again, looking online, there are lots. I one time looked up leftover oatmeal. We had made a pot of oatmeal and we had leftovers, and there are so many yummy breakfast cookies and breakfast bar type things to add leftover oatmeal to that really are great. There's also like bread that you can make with leftover oatmeal. So if you find something in your fridge, try to use it to the best of your ability so that you can save that money that you've already spent at the grocery store. Number 3, cooking from scratch. That kind of goes with the eating at home, but instead of buying freezer meals like a Marie calendar or frozen pizzas, those will save you money over eating out. But if you can actually make it at home, it saves a lot of money. There are exceptions to this. Sometimes a frozen pizza can be cheaper than buying the ingredients separately, especially if you can find it on sale. So I'm not saying to never buy the packaged foods, but you will actually be eating healthier if you cook your own food. A lot of the prepackaged food is very high in salt, which isn't a good thing for any of us. So if you make your food at home, you can see what is in it. This also helps if your family has food allergies, and will just get you the best nutrition, as if you can use fresh or frozen vegetables that haven't been mixed with all the cheese sauces and the things that go into those frozen meals. You will just have a better, more nutritious meal for your family, and one that will last longer in your family's bellies, as those processed meals usually leave you very hungry. So we'll go through the tips again. Tip 1, eat at home. Tip 2, make use of your leftovers. Tip 3, cook from scratch. Sorry, I'm trying to look at my list down here on the couch. Tip 4, not eating a whole lot of meat. Some people believe that you need to have meat in every meal. We don't. I know that there was ham. Hold on just a second. I have flowers. Thank you, Josiah. I just got flowers from the people outside. So, I know that some people think you need meat in every meal, but use meat either as one big meal a day, like let's say you're going to make burgers or a meatloaf or some big chunk of meat, or use meat as a condiment. That's how we use it a lot of times. So we will make a turkey soup that has a minimal amount of turkey along with a lot of nutrition from vegetables and barley and lentils, those types of things. There's a lot of different ways to get protein that don't involve meat. So usually one meal a day for us is eggs. We do eggs and toast a lot, or eggs and grits. It depends what we put on the side, but eggs are a very cheap protein for your family to eat, and you don't need to have meat with that. I know I'm saying this on a day that I just showed you that I had eggs and ham for breakfast, but that's not a normal thing in our house. So using meat sparingly. We do, like I'm doing a pound of meat for spaghetti sauce today. There are 8 people in our family, so if I wanted to do a meat serving for each person, I'd be using 2 pounds of meat in that spaghetti sauce. But my family finds it tasty enough without all that meat, and they'll be putting a little cheese on top, and they're eating protein in lots of other ways during the day. We had yogurt this morning. We will probably have some eggs at lunchtime. I will show you whatever it is we have at lunch, but there are lots of ways to get protein throughout the day. So that was tip number 4, not eating a lot of meat. Tip number 5, buying what's on sale and buying in bulk. We go to the grocery store, and I've done some grocery hauls, so look those up if you have any questions, but we buy what is on sale. So if I can find pasta on sale for 50 cents a box, I go and buy 40 boxes of pasta. If I can find barbecue sauce, which we don't use very often, on sale, I think this week it's on sale for 99 cents a bottle, I will buy 5 or 6 bottles to put in the pantry. That will last us for months, but I won't be buying it at $3, the normal price that it is. So just looking at the things you buy, and if you see that it's a price lower than you normally spend, buying more. Most grocery stores do a 6-week rotation on their sales. So if you buy 6 to 8 weeks worth of sale items, you will catch another sale before you have to buy the product at full price. So one thing you've seen on my grocery hauls is I do not buy juice very often, but when we can find juice for 99 cents for apple juice, or about $2 for like a cranberry blend of 100% juice, I buy multiple bottles so that I can have them for a few months before I find another sale and buy more. That way, if my family's sick, I use it to put medicine in or to get the kids to drink extra fluids. I already have it here in the house, and I don't have to go spend, $4 or $5 for a bottle of good 100% juice. I have it already in the house. So just think of the things that you use on a normal basis that would last more than a week. So I'm not talking perishable vegetables and things like that, but buy those things. Buy more than you would normally have, and you will not spend full price later. So the $1 that you save on the barbecue sauce that you're not buying next week when you want to have barbecue, you can spend on $1 worth of rice, or $1 worth of beans, or something else to put in your pantry. And if you continue going on that sales cycle, you will end up saving a lot of money that can go back into your grocery budget. So that was tip number 5. Also with that tip, buying in bulk. I know that doesn't make sense for some families if you're especially just 1 or 2 people, but there's a lot of things that store well that you could buy in bulk. So one thing that I buy is oatmeal. My family eats a lot of oatmeal in a variety of ways, and I can buy a 50-pound bag of oatmeal for $25. That's a big savings over what you can buy at the grocery store. So we went to the Amish food market, we bought the 50-pound bag of oatmeal, and we store it in plastic food grade buckets in our basement. And then I can just bring up, I actually keep it in a coffee container upstairs, and we use what we need, and then we refill from the big buckets downstairs. But this works well for grains like rice, oatmeal, flour, just those different things that you're using on a regular basis anyway. If you can buy bulk, I can buy a 25-pound bag of flour for $8, I think, at Walmart. A little cheaper if I go to Sam's Club. And that makes a lot of bread for our family. So if I was buying it in 5-pound bags, that would cost a lot. But again, you need to look at how your family eats and what would store well. A 25-pound bag of flour for my mom would not work well. She's on Atkins. She very rarely eats those treat type foods, doesn't make a whole lot of like cookies and stuff to take places, so it would be silly for her to buy a 25-pound bag. But look at your family's eating habits and buy things you can that are going to last for your family. So that was number 5, buying on sale and in bulk. Number 6, drink water. I know that this is something that I did not do a lot when we first got married. We would keep soda in the house, we would keep juice in the house, milk, all those types of things. Our bodies need water to function, and this is not something that's easy for me. I am not a water drinker. I'm not someone who feels thirsty during the day, so I need to force myself to drink water. But water is very healthy for you. It keeps your body functioning well, and it's cheap. So if you need to, buy yourself a filter. We have a Berkey filter that we bought many years ago for a markdown price, but even a Brita filter at Walmart and stuff can make your water taste better. So just enjoy the water that you already have at your house, or even if you buy water at the store, that is still cheaper than buying juices and sodas and coffees. Those things are all not good for your health to drink on a regular basis anyway. So you're giving your body health and saving money for your family. We bought some stainless steel water cups when they were on sale at Sam's Club. They were like $3.50 a piece for a stainless steel tumbler. And we try to fill those every morning with ice water so that that's what people will grab during the day when they're thirsty. Having cold water on hand really helps our family to drink water more often. So along with that, if you are going to drink other drinks, buy things on sale, like I was talking about the juices before, and also make things homemade. I will show you that right over here. Where is it? There it is my coffee. We make cold brew coffee here at home and just make a simple syrup of sugar and water and milk that we put in our coffee. Like we put the milk separately than the simple syrup, but we make our own coffee drinks at home. So if we have coffee, we don't have it every morning, but if we have coffee, that's what we do, and it saves a lot of money over going to Dunkin' Donuts or someplace like that. This coffee over here actually has creamer in it because my mom bought me a thing of creamer a couple weeks ago that we've been enjoying, but normally we just do the other thing. So you could also do stevia or those types of things, and it would save you a lot of money over buying those every day. Again, your body doesn't need those all the time, but when you do have them, you save a lot of money by getting them at home. I think we figured out that a cup of coffee at home costs us about 35 cents, as opposed to $2 or more, depending on where you're getting your coffee. So that was number 7, making homemade drinks and coffee. You can find a lot of recipes online for homemade, like Starbucks type drinks. We don't have Starbucks around here, but Dunkin' Donuts type drinks, you can find those online too. Number 8, eliminate beauty supplies and makeup. Sorry, we're done with the food things now. We're going to talk about some other stuff. But a lot of the beauty supplies we use, you do not need to use as much as they say. So whatever the recommended amount is on the bottle, try to reduce until you're seeing a difference. So let's say shampoo. If it says to do a quarter size amount, try a little less than a quarter, and the next time a little less than that, until you're noticing, oh, this isn't working. But a lot of them, they want you to use more of their product. They're trying to make money, but you don't need to use that much to get the same effect. So for dishwasher detergent and laundry detergent, a lot of those, if you just slowly back up, you can see what amount would work. There's also some homemade recipes that work well, and some don't, so figure out what works for your family. For a while, we made homemade laundry detergent, and with our kind of water here at the house and stuff, it didn't work very well. So we went to a cheap laundry detergent from Walmart. But you need to see what works for your family. But again, makeup and beauty supplies, a lot of those you can either totally eliminate, as some of those things are not needed. Like our guys don't use any type of, the men's body wash or anything like that. We just use regular bar soap here at home. So some of the stuff you can just eliminate, and some of the stuff you can just reduce, and save money that way. Also, that stuff, if you find it on sale, lasts a really long time. So buy extra. I've never seen the type of shampoo we buy on sale. Sorry, I've got the hiccups. I've never seen the kind we buy on sale, but if I did, I would grab multiple bottles of it and just reducing that amount. So that was number 8. Number 9, accept donations. If people are trying to get rid of something, accept what they're using within reason. I was mentioning that we were given some food last night from somebody who was moving, but I knew that there was another place for the rest of the food to go that wasn't taken, so I didn't feel like I had to take everything that was there. Our family does not eat tuna. I have an aversion to tuna, especially when I'm pregnant. I don't like seafood, and so I knew that I would not use that, so I left that for somebody else to take. But I did get some cans of veggies, which I normally buy frozen veggies, or I buy fresh veggies, but I will use cans of veggies since they've been given to me. So if somebody's willing to give you something, accept it, because then they're also probably willing to offer it in the future. And you can offer things that you have. I just the other day offered someone a food product that was given to me, that's something our family doesn't extremely enjoy, but other families do, like tuna. Some families love tuna. And so just sharing the wealth. If you have something extra that you don't need, pass it on to somebody else. We had friends give us some bookcases last night that they were no longer using, and they needed some space. So we took the bookcases, and we try to offer them things when we have it. So, okay, sorry, there was a issue with my phone having too much stuff on it. So hopefully we can get this video done. So I was talking about accepting donations. If you have something that could benefit, I'm going to take my glasses off because I forgot about the glare. If you have something that could benefit another family, please try to pass that thing on. It helps everybody to save money. And if you see somebody who is getting rid of something that could be a blessing to you, let them know. There's a lot of times that somebody doesn't know that something they have is something that you're actually looking for. So just put the word out there. Number 10, shop thrift stores and clearance. There are a lot of good things available in thrift stores like Goodwill, Salvation Army, those types of things. So instead of paying full price for something, go use something that is otherwise going to be thrown in a landfill. Sorry, my family's making faces at each other. So keep the world a better place by buying these things that are going to be thrown away anyway. It will save your family money that you can spend on other expenditures and be able to clothe your family. So that was number 10. Number 11, breastfeed your baby if possible. I know that there are issues and reasons why some moms can't breastfeed, and a healthy baby is very important. So if your baby needs to have formula because you can't feed for some reason, I understand that, and I'm not trying to belittle anybody. But in regards to saving money, breastfeeding is available. You don't need a whole lot of extra calories for your body to produce the milk. It's definitely a lot less money to buy that extra food than to buy formula for your baby. And breast milk will never have a recall. I know there was recently a recall on formula where a lot of moms were scared that maybe their baby was getting something. Sorry, I'm trying to put the camera in a better place. Maybe the baby was getting, something in the formula they weren't supposed to have, and that's why the recall happened. Breast milk never has that recall. There are ways that you can pump and ways that you can store milk, but the easiest way is to just be near your baby all the time and nursing as often as your baby wants. It's healthy for mom, it's healthy for baby, and will save your family money in the long run. I can do another video on breastfeeding if people are interested in that. I've breastfed all of our babies. We have had issues where I've had mastitis And there is a blue jay on our new bird feeder that Mark just made. Daddy, do you see the blue jay? So there's a lot of benefits to breastfeeding, and I have done it. I have done it through some hard times. I had mastitis once. We had a baby who was tongue-tied that we didn't know was tongue-tied and also had cerebral palsy, so there were some feeding issues there. So I know it's not always easy, but I can do a video if people are interested in that. So that was number 11, breastfeed. And then number 12 kind of involves a lot, but not setting up your family to always need bigger and better. What I have written here, I have a little list that I made, hard to read, just some scribblings on a paper. So what I wrote was no big expensive trips that make you feel the need to always make things bigger and better, not having to outdo yourself every time. Our kids expect very little in regards to eating out and getting treats when we're out. My kids love the free cookie that you get at Shaw's when you shop. They have free samples at the end that you can get a cookie. Helping them to enjoy the everyday common experiences instead of needing to have Disney World experiences all the time. I'm not saying, I have other issues with Disney, but I'm not saying a amusement park like Disney World is a bad place. In and of itself, going to an amusement park, but having your kids always feel like they need to do those things to have enjoyment is setting them up to not be able to be a wise spender in the future and to just enjoy what God has put around them. Mark put up these new bird feeders today so that our family could enjoy seeing God's nature. We've had bird feeders now for a couple months, but they were very low to the ground and it was hard for some of the little ones to see out the window to see them. So Mark raised them today. But just being able to enjoy what they have, being able to go to a park and feeling like it's a big deal, being able to make the library seem like an enjoyable experience. Try to make those things a unique experience for your kids and not a chore that you have to do, and the kids will learn to enjoy those things. Our kids had so much fun this past weekend when we went up to Bar Harbor to see Mark's mom, and we went and walked Bar Island and went to some small playgrounds, and they just enjoyed being together as a family. And we tried to just instill a love of God's creation in everywhere we went. So my kids don't expect big things. It's not that we never go on, I have no big expensive trips. We go on expensive trips sometimes. We're taking a trip to Ohio in August so that we can spend time with family, extended family that we haven't seen for a while. We bought a zoo pass last year for a zoo that's in Ohio that we'll only get to go to 4 times over the year, but it saved us money by buying the zoo pass rather than paying each time we go. It's just a matter of making sure that the kids know that that's a big treat, and our kids know that we spend money in different ways from other people so that we can enjoy those things. One day we had a discussion as I was taking 2 of the littles to a doctor's appointment. They asked about a restaurant that we passed, and I said that we don't go to the restaurant. We haven't budgeted our money to go to that place, and it's fine if people choose to budget their money and go there. Maybe that's a special treat for them. But we choose to eat at home so that we can save money, so we can do fun things that cost money. And both of the kids immediately said, oh, so we can get to go to the zoo this summer because we saved money and we eat at home. Teaching your kids why you do what you do so that they don't feel like they're getting deprived. Thank you, Mark. I couldn't think of that word. Feel like they're deprived because they see other people eating out or going to these special places, but reminding them why you choose to spend the money the way you do so that your family can enjoy the things that you want to spend money on. Every family has different priorities in how they spend their money and how they save their money, and making sure that they realize that you're doing it so that you can enjoy other things. Every family has money. There may be families in very extreme circumstances, but most of the families in America have enough money that they can prioritize whether they want to buy a nicer cell phone, or they want to have TV service, or they want to be able to buy a pass for the zoo for the year. Your family needs to make those priorities, but do it with your children in mind and what your real needs are. Wants are fine as long as you're making sure that you're fulfilling the needs that you have and making the best of the money that you do have. So I hope this video helps you. It's going to be a little broken up because I had to keep stopping my camera because of a problem with storage on my phone, but I hope it's okay. It's going to be a little choppy. I hope that you enjoy this. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I will try to answer them in another video. Hope you enjoy and are learning something from these videos, and thank you for joining Herding Little Cows.